Hey guys, I'm Sdanwolf and welcome back to the channel. And if we never do anything again with this park, I will definitely have you a pretty awesome AdventureLand started. So you might have to break this down into a bunch of blueprints, but yeah, I went ahead and I know we said we weren't, and we're still not going totally like Magic Kingdom recreation, but this is probably the biggest step I've taken to just really try to give it that, at least this land, that really Magic Kingdom Adventureland type feel. And one of the biggest things that's really helped out with this land, it's got to be Google Maps. Just being able to get down in and actually just walk around the land, zoom back and forth, just leave it on different spots and just kind of build off of that. This was it was like a very, very intimidating land to start and put together. And even like, you're like, do I want to get myself this involved with an Adventureland? Can I pull these buildings off? Are they too intricate? Is there just, can I not manipulate the pieces that are available in Planet Coaster to make this look believable and tell the story of Adventureland? And if you get past all of your can'ts, or like, I don't think I can make this look right, or that definitely doesn't look right, and just get down to building, you will totally surprise yourself by what you're capable of, and the level of detailing and theming that you can produce. And you really, like I said, get into the whole storytelling of the land, and just, you kind of like, you really, well, okay, I sat down here, I was joking on Twitter. I was halfway joking on Twitter just this weekend, saying, okay, I'm going to go let my hand fall off now. I got a lot of Adventureland started. I was actually not totally joking. Like, I could not put this game away. Like, I just, once I started on Adventureland, I was just hooked. Like, my hand was really hurting by the time Sunday evening got here, and I was like, okay, I gotta stop, I gotta eat, I gotta take a shower, and I just could not stop. That is how that's just how, like, enthralled I got with this, just with the whole land. And one of the things about it is too, I didn't bring in any blueprints besides the one of my older trees that I built for the Swiss Family Robinson tree. I did bring that tree in that I made way back in the day, and I added some little tree houses and stuff to it to exaggerate it a little bit. The real Swiss Family Robinson tree is actually, it's pretty hidden. It's not like you don't see all this stuff, the houses and all that sticking out like bam right in your face like I have it, but just kind of did that to accentuate it a little bit and let everybody know, yeah, oh yeah, there's the tree house. So here's the little queue in the entrance building for it. And actually, just starting back here at the beginning, kind of did a little custom Adventureland sign here. And as they make their way across the wooden bridge, you start off with some of the little municipal buildings here. Off to the right, which is actually what is going to be the new kind of like a Club 33, one of the Club 33 locations in Walt Disney World. So last time I was in Orlando, actually, they had, well, when I was there before, this last time the scrim was down, but when I was there before, they had the bridge was kind of weird. They had it kind of marked off, and a lot of this was covered. So really neat to kind of see that come about. Over here on the real thing, there are some merch racks and all that. I thought this would be a good spot to get some of our little like some of our vending over here, popcorn machine, Zoltar. But you can see here in the real thing, once you when you make your way across the little bridge, here is the little that building I was talking about. I put in, and some little merch stands are right here. So a good draw. I think I made a little bit of a change. Instead of trying to make these little stands, we put in the popcorn machines, and that kind of drew people into the land early. Once you make your way past that, there's like just a regular little door over here and a wall, just kind of like a cast wall. I've experimented a little bit with making some wheelchairs. Really, the wheelchairs are one thing, but they're not as prevalent really as strollers. So that's the next thing I really need to work on, getting a good, believable stroller. I initially was going to bring in Mr. Camel's, Rudy's strollers and wheelchairs and stuff, but in keeping with I wanted the AdventureLand, kind of totally custom, just wanted to put that on me. I just went in and said, I need to create my own. Let's not rip that off from him. And that's kind of what I did. And then, of course, one of our older ideas, people have been using planters to put the seats in, and it works out perfect here for AdventureLand, because you can see I've got the actual adventure seat embedded into the planters, but it just looks really, really cool. All of these little planters do just gives it that real kind of cool AdventureLand type look. Where if we go back here. If we jump back into the actual park, yeah, see right here, guys. If you've never been to AdventureLand in the Magic Kingdom, the little rocks and stuff right here, that's kind of where that is where they sit at. So I've did that like all the way up through here. Got another couple little filler buildings right here, and to just give it a little more flair, I added one of our little temple guys. We'll pop back in and show you. So yeah, I got a little temple guy here. I thought that would be a cool little photo spot. And then, of course, you've got the oak terrace. I've got just a memento and a little drink shop right there. Just another thing to kind of, kind of get the guests, bring them in here. Then, of course, once you round this corner, my horrible rendition, please forgive me, Disney fans, of the Skipper Canteen, but still had a lot of fun with it. I think it came. I'll say it came out fun. So you can see how it kind of sits back a little bit from the oak terrace, and once again making our way back into the actual map. What I used, yeah. See how you've got the little sunshine tree terrace right here, and when you round that corner, Skipper Canteen it's offset a little bit from the main path. A lot of you guys might be asking why the concrete is so weird. If you look at the concrete within AdventureLand, there's a lot of different changes. Like you've got the stamped concrete kind of stonework right there, mixed in with the regular concrete, mixed in with the brick and the little tile brick. And then as you're making your entrance to Skipper Canteen here, you go back to the stamped concrete. So I really like that, and that's kind of why, if you look here in my version, as far as what I've got to work with, there's a lot of path and concrete variation, because really that's how the real thing is. It's not just one giant path, all of the same texture. They switch back and forth a lot on different paths and different sections. So yeah, that is kind of, if you're asking yourself like, why in the hell did he make so many different weird looking paths, that's just it, that it's like that in the real park, and just trying to kind of stay authentic to that. Yeah, that's just kind of what we did. Popping back over to the Swiss Family Robinson, we've switched up the queue a little bit. This is the actual queue. Got some more filler buildings over here. I think we've got a little interactive kind of game screen right there. So in mine, let's see. In mine, we kind of did the same thing. I've got a little interactive screen right here, as well as the little side filler buildings. And then, of course, you make your way over here to the main restroom. And this was a little bit of a tough build, because the roof in the real one is so unique. So I still think I come out with a pretty cool little roof design. I brought in the spooky gate right here because jumping back to the real thing, you'll notice the little pass-through to the restrooms. They've got these little, kind of like these little iron gates, and you can see that really beautiful roof line with those decorations come out really cool. So yeah, I kind of had to cheap it up a little bit, but also remember this has to have a pass-through because that's exactly what it will eventually be. Remember, you can go into those bathrooms, but it's also a pass-through to Liberty Square. So eventually, when we make it around there, this will all be Liberty Square over here. So we have to think about, we have to be realistic with the pass-throughs. If we're trying to stay true to this Disney World type of layout. Moving on to the left, we've got the Island Supply Sunglass Hut. I've brought it a little closer to the path than it is to the actual restrooms in the real thing. We've got our little sunglass pod out here. That would be a cool thing for an update, just kind of get us some more merch going on. But yeah, right now I've got the little Island Sunglass Supply. And if you look at the real thing, kind of when you go around the corner from the bathrooms, see it kind of sets back a little farther. I brought it up here kind of more level with this planter. And so yeah, coming up next, I've got some more filler buildings. And then it's really, really going to get interesting because not only do we need to come up with some kind of camel and this kind of custom fencing, we've got to do a carpet ride here, and then you get into these really detailed Arabian Bazaar type buildings. Going to be really interesting and really neat to start tackling these. And it's like I said originally, back at those original buildings, if I would have listened to my, if I would have listened to my original self and thought, man, I can't do these buildings. How am I going to do the Swiss Family Robinson? How am I going to do, how am I going to do the Skipper Canteen? And when you actually just start doing it, you'd be surprised what you're able to come up with. And like I said, when I go to start to do this building right here, when we get that filler building done, I will literally just park the camera right here and I go back and forth. And I build how I think I can build it. I use pieces that I think will work. And, it's just kind of going back and forth, just trying to outline and copy the best I can. And like I said on Instagram and Twitter, it's a little tough trying to pack in all this detail with keeping my paths true and slim and thinner. That's one thing I was telling people on Twitter that Mass Bandit always dings me on. He's like, man, the building and all that looks great, but your paths are way too big. You've got to try to slim up those paths. Real Adventureland, real Disney World paths, a lot of those, they're not that large. And, he's absolutely correct. Like when you start coming down through here, I mean, these paths, like you've got, these things are usually crammed with strollers. These are not really giant paths. So, you should take that into consideration when you're building your Planet Coaster builds. Look how intimate these are. Like these are not giant pathways. And even like this right here is kind of a little bigger than necessary. But I think I did a good job kind of capturing it through here. Bottlenecks a little bit and then kind of opens up once you make your way to the bathroom in the Skipper Canteen past Oak Terrace. So that is kind of my thinking of that. We've got Renee over here. I've kind of it's cool how we can section them off to different sections now because keeping with that, we don't want Renee Fu over in the fairy tale part, just like we don't want the fairy tale princess. We don't want Princess Amelia over here in the adventure part, so that's pretty cool. Once we get a little closer over into Pirates of the Caribbean and all that, we'll get Lockjaw, we'll get him walking around, and just like I said, start on the more pirate themed stuff. And so yeah, we will kind of take it from there. Really good feedback I got from you guys on the last video about the castle blending in with the mountains. So what I did is I've totally browned out the castle and made the spires blue. And you can tell it really stands out now, even from the bottom of Main Street. You can see, like, look just how much better the castle kind of just pops now. And I think that's just a really, really cool look. Really, the castle, I think, captures that forced perspective really good. Some of you guys were saying definitely need to get some spires on the back, so I'll do that, you know, because right now the back is just totally unfinished because we, you know, kind of branched off to Adventureland. And so we kind of left that stuff behind for now. But just, you know, I've just been having an absolute blast building this Adventureland and putting in so much detail. And just like I said, guys, I've spent hours on this, and I really think, like, this is truly my quality work. This is the best little strip I think I've ever produced, as far as theming and scale and storytelling. I have not done anything that is on par with this yet, and you can see it just looks awesome with the kind of the castle and that perspective with the castle looming in the background. And I am just so pumped and excited to extend this back and start on Jungle Cruise. You know, and the real thing, Jungle Cruise kind of makes its way. I've got all this land over here for it. And yeah, it is just going to be really, really interesting. And like I said, Google Maps has kind of been really indispensable. The Adventureland has kind of stopped intimidating me. I kind of know what needs to be done, and I'm in such a flow right now. I think I can make it happen and really make it believable to you guys. What I'm not really worried about Fairy Tale Land. Actually, what I'm worried about, my biggest worry, is making Liberty Square look believable right now. Because when you pop down into Liberty Square, I mean, the buildings, they're not... What worries me the most is the roof pieces. Because the building themselves, you know, I can pull those off pretty good. The roof pieces, yeah, the roof pieces worry me a little bit about pulling this whole, you know, 1800s colonial America style off. But, you know, like I said, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. My plans, the initial plans right now is, because, you know, we've broke off from the main hub. We've moved into Adventureland. We're almost to the magic carpets of Aladdin. We really, really need to pull off a good, Pirates of the Caribbean theme. A lot of Spanish tile roofing, so we know we've got that. I wish we could recolor it. That would help me, because right now the Spanish tile and the roofing we have is really, really bright. It's not as dark as some of this tile is. So, you know, that's a bridge we'll have to, you know, we'll just have to cross when we get there. The Tortuga buildings, not really worried about that. You know, we will have to make a decision as far as Frontierland goes. Am I going to try to recreate a Splash Mountain? Am I going to try to recreate Big Thunder Mountain? The good thing is we're not on any time frame with this. It's just an ongoing series. We're not crunched for, you know, we're not crunched right now for a Planet Coaster 2. You know, so this is just, this is kind of just what we've got going on right now. So is a Big Thunder Mountain and a Splash Mountain in Frontierland a possibility? Absolutely. Because like I said, there's nothing holding us back. This, you know, Wilderness Springs done. We've left the Mars Park. So this is kind of just what we're into right now. So I am just really enthused. I mean, we've still got, look how much we've got left to do. Like, we've barely scratched the surface as far as future, you know, Tomorrowland, Fantasyland. I was even thinking about maybe bringing the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train over into this park, and, you know, giving it a home over here, because, you know, right now it just sits in its own empty map. So I'd even have that going as far as the Fantasyland theming goes. And just look at all the space we still have to work with. And yeah, like I said, guys, if this map, if Adventureland is any indication of how much fun I'm having, it is going to be an awesome, awesome coaster, or, you know, excuse me, not coaster, awesome, awesome park when this is all done. So anyways, guys, like always, I just wanted to jump in here and give you an Adventureland update, and as always, kind of get your thoughts on all this and all that's going on. But anyways, I'm Sdanwolf. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me, and as always, leave your thoughts down below on our little Disney World experiment here. And yeah, love hearing from you guys. Thank you for stopping by, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. See you guys.